Hi YouTube, how are you doing? And welcome back to Phasmophobia. Today we are back with another weekly challenge, and this one is my favorite challenge in the entire game. No evidence. These ghosts really don't want to help you out, but we're sure you are up to the task. We're going to be doing 3 no evidence runs, or maybe more if we fail, on Graft and Farmhouse, and it's going to be a ton of fun. I hope you enjoy. If you're not subscribed, please do so. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, but let's not waste any more time. Let's hop into the game. Let's go. Hello, what do we got? We got Linda Shawcross. Motion sensor, repel, crucifix. What do we got? We have tier 2 all around, even the items that we can't use, such as a spirit box. Tier 2 smudges, so we got all the good stuff here. Do we have no light on the head cam? That's fine. It's snowing, and I'm assuming the breaker's gonna start off. Oh, Moroi, thank you for the 5 gift subs, by the way, thank you. And Rogue Agent with the 1,000 biddies. So I usually still on a no evidence run. So what? No evidence, in case you're unfamiliar. We're not gonna be getting any evidence from the ghost, but you can still use the evidence items in certain situations, such as finding the ghost room. I'm still gonna use an EMF and a thermal, albeit it's the tier 2 thermo, which isn't great. Maybe there will be a cursed possession. I sure hope there will be a cursed possession. Otherwise, yeah, video cam for Mimic, for example, is another one. I mean, those are pretty much the only ones, because you can't use the writing book, you can't use the spirit box. Also, it's going to be very cold in the house. I mean, Oris, thank you for the 5 gift subs. What the hell are you guys doing? Thank you. So we need to find the breaker first, right? Yeah, because this is off. Any Hantu would have an absolute field day with me right now. Was that a sound over here? I swear I heard something being thrown around over here. But I am not crazy. What was that, though? It was something in this room, I think. We can't really see the temperature, but maybe we can see it go below freezing already. 3 degrees. So anytime you see something below 1 on the thermo, but this shit is so slow, it's freezing, but we don't know. So what do we got? Threw around another thing. So this is just for finding the ghost room. Now we know the ghost room, we just leave it here. Because we're not actually going to get an EMF5, which also includes the chart. Some people are like, is the chart different? Because you know there's like a trick where you can see EMF5 if you look at the activity chart. That also doesn't work, because that is only when there's true EMF5 going on, which there will not be. Fox, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Thank you, guys. People are excited. Okay. So we're still gonna grab a camera to look for mimic orbs. That's all we do. The rest of the evidence items could not give a shit. We're gonna be hopping onto the next stuff. You need to know all your ghost abilities if you want to do some no evidence. I probably will make another long no evidence video in the near future, because I love no evidence. We're gonna grab salt to test for wraith right away, including a motion sensor. We have the shitty paramic, which is a little unfortunate. It doesn't really matter that much, because it doesn't, like, the tier 3 paramic doesn't make you hear more or something. We still want to turn on the breaker so we can test for, well, we can test for mares regardless, but we can test for Hantus without dying. We can test for Jinns. Let's see. I'm gonna place that there. Set up a bit of salt. I'm assuming you're just here. Alright, there we go. Imagine we get our first one is just gonna be a wraith, super easy. Snow outside, I'm not seeing any orbies, which is only for the mimic where you get an evidence. Every other ghost will just have no evidence at all. That's because the mimic orbs are not actually an evidence. They are an ability, which we have mimic orbs. What the fuck? Right? Am I crazy? I swear I saw orbs. Am I gonna die? I'm not gonna die. Wait, am I insane? No, there's orbs, right? I see something going up over there. Wait, what? Yeah, it is actually orbs. We actually got a mimic. That is such an insanely annoying spot for the orbs, though. I'm like gaslighting myself into thinking that there's not orbs, but I'm pretty sure there's orbs. All right, so the reason why you can see orbs compared to snow is that the orbs go up. There you go. It came from behind the mimic, and it went outside the window and then up. That is some insanely sneaky. All right, well, there you go. If it's going to be like that, this is going to be a very quick run. So, good. That's why you always start with the camera, because if it's a mimic later on, you might get yourself trolled by any ghost for that matter, because you could run into any ghost ability and be like, oh, that's a phantom. Oh, that's a wraith. Oh, that's a this. Because the mimic can be literally everything, including a mimic. A mimic can mimic a mimic, which will make it do nothing. And I think this is what I heard from the devs at one point, but it's very weird, but it's just the way the game works. The mimic can even technically become a player. but it will also just not do anything. So those don't matter. It's like, because the player doesn't have any ghost abilities. Anyway, those are just like coding. Coding be weird sometimes. Can I move on? Thank you. All right, so that was, how many times did it shift? You can see it right over here. So it changed 2 times into 2 different ghosts. That's what the ability used means here. This is a very quick match. Let's hop right back in on Grafton and see if we get lucky again. The Mimic could imagine it would like have a player model. That would be so cool. Carlos Norris. I didn't do any objectives, nor do I plan to if I just find the ghosts right away. Imagine we get... I mean, there's a few ghosts that are always going to be hard on a no evidence challenge. Those are mainly the ghosts such as Goryo that have an ability that are linked to evidence. Obake can be difficult, used to be extremely difficult, not anymore because they now added that like blinking during... Excuse me? I swear I just heard a light switch. I swear I heard a light switch. Am I crazy? Was it right now? Then it's not a mare. If it was a light switch, I'm pretty sure I heard one. Was it in this room right here? Huh? Did it turn on maybe it turned on that light. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It might have turned on this light right here. We need to go fast then, because if it... I think that might have been it, because it can turn on that lamp right there. I definitely think I heard it very close, though, so I don't think it's downstairs. Solar beams, thank you for the 7. What was I saying? So yeah, the ghosts that have evidence tied to, or abilities tied to evidence are the sneakiest. And the ghosts that just are generally, like, don't have much going on for them. Mainly Yurei is the culprit for that one, because the Yurei really doesn't have anything, basically, besides its ability that it barely ever uses. I wish they would, like, increase the frequency of the Yurei ability. That would fix so much in the game. Also, we have Mirror. Was it always Mirror, or is it just... I mean, we know where the ghost is, so we don't really have to care. That is what I did, right? I turned that on. Now the question is this light on over here? And it is on over here. Okay, so that's why I was very interested in this light. Besides that, we know the ghost is here. We also know it can't be a mirror, because mirrors can never turn on a light switch. So there you go. It's always mirror. That's actually amazing. You can just find the ghost right away. So now the temperature's going up. We can still see... Like... No, I don't know. I mean, the room should be cold, right? So it's actually here. Yeah, there you go. You're never gonna see freezing. It's never gonna go too low. But you can still use it to find the ghost room, as we did last game. There you go, 2.7. Now we grab... I mean, let's leave this here. We don't want this. There's not much to throw out there. We're just gonna... We can add some stuff to it to look for poltergeist, but there's a lot of stuff that just gets done during a hunt in a no evidence run, because hunting abilities do not rely on any items at all. Well, let's grab the video cam again, see if we go 2 for 2 with that. And then we'll grab this, as well as... Let's just grab a paramic. Raichu incoming. Yeah, there's some really spooky ghosts. But today we don't care. We want the spookiest ghosts, because the spookiest ghosts are the easiest to figure out. It's gonna be one of those challenges that if you're not familiar with the mechanics of the game, you're never gonna complete it. Which, that's why I love... Oh my god, Jesus fucking Christ. That scared the hell out of me. That was actually a normal ghost event. I thought it was orbs again. What the hell? That was a normal ghost event, so that was nothing related to it not being an Oni. But by the way, that does make me want to check my sanity real quick. And I also filled a little bit there, because you should always keep an eye on your sanity. Because if you get a ghost event, you can use that information to figure out what ghost you're dealing with. So now, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be an Oni, because Onis would have dropped my sanity more because we were in the dark for quite a while, but let's not rule it out just yet. We can, however, say the maximum sanity we're at when that ghost event happened was like 90% sanity. Then it did a ghost event which drops you by 10 if it's a normal ghost, which would mean the Shade did a ghost event at 90% sanity. Very unlikely, so we're gonna cross that off. Maybe if it ends up like insane, we'll come back to that, but for now I'm gonna leave it. We're also gonna grab a candle, because it's gonna be useful for an Onryo. We can even grab... Oh my, I have the flashlight. We could have grabbed the photo cam there for the Phantom. Hantu cannot go freezing, no. You can just use the temperature to find the ghost room. Also, it touched this through the wall, by the way. That happens a lot. Let's see if it's still cold here. 1.7. This is very close to what freezing would be, but we're not going to see that, obviously. All right. Let's light a candle. So we're going to be lighting this one, and then if it blows it out, that's going to add 1 to the counter. If we count to 3 and it hunts right away, we know it's an Onryo. That's the Onryo ability. It'll force hunt after 3 candle blowouts, and the candle will function as a crucifix besides that. So still nothing. Also no, I turned that on, right? Definitely nothing. We can spread out some items in here. Let's place the salt as well. We should have maybe being a little quiet, right? Oh, well, that was very fast, and it blew out the candle. That's 1 candle blowout. Let's go for 2. The lighter will also count. So no Wraith. Wraith cannot step in the salt. Easy peasy. I'm gonna leave it here. Right now, I'm gonna grab something because you want to be inside for the 3rd blowout, because obviously, if you're not inside when the ghost blows out the candle for the 3rd time, you're not gonna get a hunt, which then makes it harder to test for Onryo. So I want to grab the photo cam still. So I'm just gonna grab everything I want, which is a crucifix and a smudge stick, as well as the photo cam. So we have everything there. I'm assuming, let's quickly check my evidence or my sanity as well, just so we know what we're at. It's very inactive. So we're at 70 right now. We're actually losing sanity quite fast. Little over 70% sanity. We can turn on the lights and keep it that way. 70, so that means we're almost in range for all the, like, early hunting ghosts. The Thay wouldn't be early hunting anymore right now, because we've already been close to it. So I blew it out for the 2nd time. That's the thing with these new candles. You don't have to worry anymore about, did the ghost blow it out or did they just go out by themselves? Because they don't go out by themselves anymore. That used to be a thing. Now that's no longer a thing. The ghost will be the only one blowing out the candle, unless they blow out, or unless they, like, burn out all the way. Then they will go out by themselves. So now this is going to be the 3rd one, which it is not 100% reliable that the ghost will hunt immediately if it's an Onryo, but it is... It should happen. It's been confirmed that that's the intended behavior, but, I mean, you know, Phasmo's a little janky here and there. How we doing, though, Ghost? What's your name again? Carlos. How are you doing today? Give me a sign. Give me a sign. Let's hold a paramic. Paramic, there's a few ghosts that have abilities with a paramic. Also, the candle's blowing out quite fast. Oh, hello there. Wait. Well, well, well. Did I walk into the ghost there? I want to be here, so I'm not gonna leave yet. I took a photo and it didn't disappear, which means we are not dealing with a phantom here. We're slowly ruling them out. You're gonna see, like, we're ruling them out very slowly right now, but as soon as a hunt starts, we're gonna just blast through all the ghosts, and there's only gonna be, like, 3 left after the first, or after the first 2 hunts or something like that. It does that ghost event. Well, hello. We're actually ruling out a lot of ghosts using not a hunt, which is always fun to me. So that's not an Oni. Onis cannot do that particular airball ghost event right there. Let's see how many more we can rule out. We can still obviously find a Banshee. It blew out the candle and didn't hunt, so that's most likely not an Onryo. Albeit they can bug out sometimes, so that shouldn't be. And then it would have used the crucifix right away. Let's see what our sanity is at right now, because it might be in hunting range, and we kind of want to know what we're dealing with. Okay, so we're at 60 right now, which is actually perfect, because if we don't light a candle, that'll be perfect on Rio range. That'll be mare range, demon range as well. So let's just grab a bunch of these guys. I guess we'll grab some of this, because I want to prevent the hunt here, so that I can immediately check what my sanity is. Is this your first contract? Well, the first one was a mimic, and then we... well, so this is basically the first one where we're actually doing stuff, because the first one we just left immediately. Alright, so we spread those out. I love that you can now see the outline of the crucifix that didn't used to be a thing. I have a smudge. Smudge, as long as you have a smudge, you're basically safe. I should drop my sanity slightly more, like a tiny bit more, in the hopes for... being better into mare range, because I was like slightly above 60. Can you give us a sign? Doing a lot of ghost events, but not a lot besides that. What we could do, I think now I should already basically be low enough, so let me turn this on. We should grab some items. I'm gonna drop my smudge stick here, which is a little scary if this is gonna be some insano ghost, but let's hope it's not. There's like no items anywhere here. Guess I'll grab these two. Oh yeah, it turned off a light. It turned on a light. It can't be mare. And the Unreal 65. It doesn't, I mean, it matters knowing the exact ranges for all the ghosts. There's 2 ghosts that can't hunt until later, which is Dio and Shade. Oh, here, there's a lot of stuff. Let's go. We can spread it out. I think this is gonna be one of the harder ghosts. This is gonna be like Urey or some shit. We'll see. Alright, so we add a few items to the room just to be able to get more out of it. Because without any items, the ghost can't interact with anything. But I feel like we can already say, like, almost 99% certain that this is not a poltergeist unless it's the worst poltergeist of all time, because those items are all in pristine condition. Also, we could have used this candle here, by the way. You can move the house candles, but they do last forever. Alright, this ghost is doing absolutely nothing. I think it's just a regular hunting ghost. So we're gonna rule out Demon here, because Demon would have already hunted at this stage many times. I'm not really screaming too much at the ghost, so maybe the yokai is still possible, but we can figure out yokai during a hunt as well. Yeah, it's not roaming, right? I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's still 1.7. I don't know what it is with Gorios, but the Gorio behavior is like, do you get a ghost that does a lot of ghost events and nothing else, but never changes ghost room? It's usually a Gorio, but that's just purely, like, hearsay. That is not true ghost behavior. I mean, the not change a ghost room is. Okay. So we're gonna pull it up once. Now we're at 40. Because we were at 60 before. Now we're at, every time you pull up the mirror, it drains at least... Also, there's a ball there. It drains at least 20. Turn on the fan. So we're at 40 now. So we'll see how this goes. We're gonna be looking for a lot of things during this hunt. We can also rule out Mimic, basically, because we didn't see those orbs. It's hunting? No. We want to see if it uses the crucifix. I mean, honestly, we can... Oh, there we go. Okay, so we can quickly... I mean, we should be low enough. This doesn't really matter. I'm going to throw them down here. Because I don't want to use this anymore. I wouldn't do this, usually. Or wouldn't really care that much. But now... Because it's still bugged to hell. And now every time the crucifixes get used, all the lights turn off. It's very fucking annoying to have a ghost use a crucifix when you don't want it, because then you have to turn on all the lights again. So I'm just gonna move them away. There we go. Sounds normal speed. Okay, ghost is coming. Hello, buddy. Not a djinn, probably. So we're looking for the blinking doesn't matter too much because we know it's not a phantom or an oni. It's normal speed. I think it can get faster. It's definitely getting faster, so we know it's not like one of those ghosts that can't get faster. Okay, let's rule out a bunch of ghosts there based on what we just saw. I was about to say that the light turn off. I didn't smudge it there. So if a ghost gets faster, there goes the Thay, there goes the Hantu, because those can't really get faster. I had my light on the whole time, didn't get super fast, so it's not a Raichu. Revenant would have fucking murdered my ass, so definitely none of that. Not a... Moroi is still possible, because we're at, like, the Goldilocks zone of where Moroi looks like a normal ghost. No Dio, because it wasn't super fast when it, like, was running towards us. Obake can basically be ruled out, but we're gonna leave it for a second. There's a few ghosts I do, like, 2 hunts for. Usually Jin, Myling, Obake, Moroi, and twins. I do, well, Moroi depends just totally on your sanity, but I like to do 2 hunts. Just so you have a little bit more data. Let's see what our sanity is, so we can get a feel for what Moroi speed would be right now. So yeah, our sanity is still super high. So let's actually... No yokai, I was just standing up. I was just looking at him. So no, that was not a yokai test. I need to... The fuck is that doing there? I need to pull up the mirror one more time to just be at 10%. Now we can easily rule out. Still in the same spot. It might actually be a Gorio or some sneaky shit. Now there is a few ghosts where you're just gonna have to go down to like that, those being the only options, and then you kind of have to make an educated guess, which is always unfortunate. That's just the... I mean, the fact that it's even possible to... There you go! It is a Moroi. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? It's like that sanity. Can you come over here? You hear how fast that is? So much faster. So you can't rule out a Moroi at all times. Moroi is one of those ghosts where you have to know a little bit more. Like, you can always rule out a Hantu if it's speeding up. You can always rule out a Thay if it's speeding up. But you can always rule out a Revenant if it's not fast or slow. But you can't necessarily rule out a Moroi in the same way. And the breaker was still on. So the only ghost that could do something like that would be obviously Mimic, being a Moroi. Thay could be that fast, but we know it's not a Thay from last round. Hantu if it was cold, but it wasn't. And Dio if it was running towards you. So it should be a Moroi. Now Moroi would be even easier if you had a Spirit Box and you could just test for the Sanity Drain. The twins cannot be that fast. I mean, unless I completely misheard that, but that sounded insanely fast. There you go. I wasn't needed Moroi. It's not that long, 50 minutes. Didn't do any abilities because it doesn't have any. Well, I don't know actually if the Spirit Box counts as an ability. It might be. So yeah, there you go. That was a lot of ghosts ruled out during the, like, normal investigation part, and then also a bunch during the no effort or during the hunting part. But I like to do both, so you can learn from both. Instead of just, because there's a strategy where you just immediately go for hunts, which is usually the best strategy, especially if you have sanity pills. Because if it was, like, if it's a Moroi, we could have figured it out in the first 10 seconds of the game. I can show you that. You know, we kind of went, what did we not do? We didn't do Banshee. You would just use the Paramic a bunch until you get a Banshee Scream, or like 4 or 5 Whispers, and you can rule out a Banshee. Besides that, basically everything was done that could be done outside of a hunt. So let's just do the other way of doing no evidence, which is the bit more insano way. First of all, we're gonna have to turn on the breaker, because I don't wanna be doing this in the dark. Please, breaker here, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So in Grafton, good looping spots. I mean, the one absolute king of looping spots on Grafton is just this area right here, so no reason to not be here. I'm gonna leave our items real quick and grab a smudge stick, because we can also do a spirit test with that. And we're gonna, this is what I usually call upside down no evidence, because you start with a hunt, and then if you can't figure it out during a hunt, you decide to take all the sanity pills, go back to high sanity, and then do a normal investigation. I think we, basically all I guess we could get salt. So we can, you can even do wraith test during the hunt as well. If it's in the kitchen, that would be funny. Then we're gonna be in a little bit of trouble. It did throw there. I didn't see it, but I guess I was yapping too much. Not seeing anything. Let's just play some salt here. You can just start the hunt. Oh, no, it's in the living room, I think. It sounded a little further away. I'm not exactly sure. Well, anyway, I'll be okay. I mean, we might get insta-bopped here. That's a evil I'm willing to take. Alright. It is not in the kitchen, it's in that room. Okay, so it's in that side room there. So I'm gonna pull it up 4 times to be at 20% sanity, so then we can tell a Moroi already. This is gonna make life pretty easy. Because it's right here. Jin test will be a little hard, but that's fine. I wanna do, yokai test. Oh. Don't break the, you son of a bitch. Oh, that's so rude. Well, that's annoying. Okay, it's not a wraith. That's extremely annoying, because now we're gonna have to deal with being in the dark. Well. Okay, it's slow. Extremely slow. Is this like twins? Or what the fuck is going on here? Hantu maybe? You know what I can do here? I can turn off the breaker. I don't see the breath. It's speeding up as well. Follow me? It's definitely speeding up. So then it was dead. That felt so slow. So there's only a few ghosts that can be slow. So we can spirit, let's just rule out all the ghosts that couldn't be it. Or that couldn't be slow. Just so we know what to focus on. We haven't tested for, I mean, this can't be it, this can't be it. It was not fast enough, or not fast when I was far away. Hantu could be possible, but as soon as I turn off the breaker, it didn't show breath. And it was also getting faster, so none of that. Now it can obviously be a mimic here. Moroi would be if we were at high sanity, but I specifically made sure that we were below the threshold of last time, so it couldn't be a Moroi. So that only leaves us these two. This one not, because as soon as it should have heard us, it would have gone, or as soon as it would have found it, it would have gone super fast. So let's hold one of these bad boys. Well, no, we can't, because we need to grab this. We're just gonna check for Orbeez. It's been a little bit, so it might start hunting. It's basically a 50-50, honestly, because obviously the Mimic could be anything. Hopefully still back here. Imagine we get 2 Mimics in this back room, dude. I'm not seeing no Orbeez. Oh, hi there, buddy. I think that's just twins. So the best way to rule out twins is honestly doing this right here. Is grabbing the mirror again, and then just doing another hunt and listening again. Oh, well, I guess we're not gonna have to do that. It's still really slow. So the Mimic, I mean, it sound... Slow twins twice in a row is a little unlucky, but that's to be expected because it's a 50% chance. I just want to show you the difference. We had like a, slow twins so many times in a row one time. So let's just do one more hunt. Let me turn on the breaker again. And do one more hunt just in the hope that it's a fast twin so I can show you what, like, that's the best way to test. It's just the difference because it's insane. Here we go. There you go! You hear that insane difference? It went from like, that sounds somewhat normal to that sounds way too fast. That's the best way to rule out or to figure out twins, is seeing the difference between the 2 speed thresholds. Because it sounds so damn... Oh god. Can I even crouch behind that? It's gonna be a long hunt. Spread! Stop it, sir. So whenever you break the curse position, it's gonna be... the hunt's gonna be longer. Let's see. I don't know if so to interaction on the chart, you can still see, even with no evidence, obviously, but it needs to do it, which is not gonna be... Like, you just need to look at it for many times to see it. It's basically just a line that goes up, but has like a slope change in between without plateauing. So if you see a line that goes like this to here and then suddenly goes up there, or goes up to 3, that's something like that basically, but it's usually not that reliable when going down. Most of the time you want to see, like this I would never use to say that, oh, this is the twins. Even though it does have that slope change, you usually want to see it when it goes up. And you want to see them like isolated, not in a huge mess like this. Because a huge mess like this, you never know what could have gone, especially if you're playing with other people. It could have been like some kind of ghost event situation or weird shit. So you really want to see it as like an isolated, just 2 things happening super fast. And even a twin interaction won't always show up on the board, because sometimes it'll do a twin interaction, but there will be like a slight pause between them, so there'll still be a plateau. Like I was hoping we'd see it there, something like that. But yeah, I mean it's kind of like this, but it would have to be on the other side as well. You want to see it on like both sides, clear slope changes. We can wait here for a long time and we wouldn't see it because it's an unreliable. I mean, it is reliable, but it needs to happen. It's one of those, like, well, if the Urei just did their ability every time, you wouldn't have any trouble. Oh, there you go. That was very fun. Love no evidence. That was also 3 relatively quick matches. I mean, we did get some good ghosts rare. We didn't have to deal with a Urei or anything. So yeah, let me know how this one went for you. If you had a bunch of hard ghosts, I apologize. That's just how it goes sometimes. Let me know if you want to see more no evidence as well. Hope you had a fun time. And if you're not subscribed, please do so. If you liked the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. And if you want to join the lovely gamers here in chat, you can join us over at twitch.tv/instant or click the link in the description down below. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.